Have you ever been lying in bed, maybe it's 2 or 3 in the morning, the house is completely quiet, and then suddenly you're hit with that specific heavy feeling in the pit of your stomach?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly the one you mean.
You know the one I'm talking about. It's that sinking sensation where your brain just whispers, something is wrong.
Mm.
And it feels like a premonition. It feels like a warning signal, from the future, telling you to brace for impact because something terrible is about to happen.
We call it dread. And I think most of us, we treat that feeling like it's useful.
Yes, exactly. Like it's a security system. We think, okay, if I worry about this enough, if I analyze this feeling enough, I can stop the bad thing from happening.
It's this idea that worry is a form of control. If I'm vigilant, then I'm safe.
Right, but what if I told you that this feeling, it isn't a shield? What if, and this is the terrifying thought we're going to explore today, what if that feeling is actually a request?
A request to the universe. That is a haunting way to put it.
It changes the whole game, doesn't it? If dread is a request, then we are in trouble. But that is exactly where we're going today.
We are back with William Walker Atkinson and his book Thought Vibration.
Yep.
This is our exploration of episode 6, and honestly, looking at the notes we've prepared, this might be the most practical, hands-on session we have done yet.
I think so too.
We're exploring a chapter that Atkinson calls How to Become Immune to Injurious Thought Attraction.
Which is a very fancy turn-of-the-century way of saying how to stop accidentally ordering disasters from the universe's menu.
That is the perfect translation. The goal today is to learn mental immunity. We want to figure out how to stop being a magnet for the things we're terrified of.
Right.
And before you roll your eyes and think this is just magic or toxic positivity or some woo-woo concept, we're bringing in some heavy backup today.
We are. We've got Stoic philosophy from Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, and we've got some really fascinating modern psychology on how the human brain actually processes fear.
This isn't magic. It's not magic. It's mechanics. It's about how attention works, how neural pathways form, and how your brain filters reality based on what you tell it is important.
So we're going to break down the mechanism of fear. We're going to look at why fighting it never works, and in fact, usually makes it worse. And we're going to give you a specific protocol to switch your brain from victim mode to courage mode.
It's a really practical tool.
It is. If this episode helps you, please hit like and subscribe for the next one.
Shall we get into the mechanism?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So Atkinson starts with this premise that fear isn't just an emotion that hits you out of nowhere. He calls it a habit of mind.
Right. And he says this habit is fastened upon us by negative race thought. Now, that's a phrase that might trip people up.
Yeah, race thought. What does he mean?
When he says race thought, he's talking about the human race. He means societal conditioning, the collective anxiety of the human species.
So it's the factory setting.
It is the factory setting, exactly. I mean, if you think about it from an evolutionary perspective, we are the descendants of the anxious people.
Right.
The chill cavemen who didn't worry about the rustling in the bushes.
They got eaten by tigers.
They got eaten by tigers. The anxious ones who heard a twig snap and immediately panicked. They ran away, they survived, and they passed on their genes to us.
So we are biologically wired to worry. It is our default state.
It is. So feeling that dread doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It just means your hardware is working.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the problem arises when we apply that survival mechanism to modern life and then we combine it with the law of attraction. Atkinson points out a paradox here that I think most people miss.
What's that?
The law of attraction is neutral.
Neutral how?
It doesn't care what you want, it connects with what you expect. Atkinson writes, strong expectancy is a powerful magnet. And here's the kicker.
Okay.
The person who fears a disaster is visualizing it, rehearsing it, and expecting it just as intensely as the person who is dreaming of a massive success.
That is the aha moment for me. Because when I'm worrying about, say, messing up a presentation, I'm not just thinking, I hope this doesn't happen.
No, you're living it.
I'm playing a high-definition movie in my head. I see me tripping on the stage. I hear the microphone screech. I see the audience laughing. I see my boss frowning. I am directing a mental movie of the exact thing I don't want.
You're doing more than directing it. You're feeling it. Your body is releasing cortisol. Your heart rate is up. You are vibrating at the frequency of the disaster.
Wow.
Atkinson says, the man who fears really expects the feared thing. And because you expect it, you start spotting evidence for it everywhere.
Okay, so this is where we can bridge the gap to modern psychology, right? This isn't just metaphysical.
It's not. It's biological. It's called attentional bias.
We have some notes here on a study regarding Heavy drinkers versus light drinkers.
Hmm.
This was fascinating to me because it shows how physical this process is. Break this down for us.
So this was a study on visual attention. Researchers showed images to two groups of people, heavy drinkers and, social light drinkers.
Okay.
They flashed images on a screen very, very quickly. Some images were neutral landscapes, furniture, office supplies, and some contained alcohol-related cues, like a bottle of beer or a glass of wine. And they tracked their eye movement.
And what did they find?
They found that the heavy drinkers' brains were incredibly efficient, much faster than the light drinkers, at spotting the alcohol-related cues.
Huh.
Their brains had rewired themselves to prioritize that specific input. They could spot a bottle in a messy room instantly, almost before they were consciously aware of it.
So because they were accustomed to it or obsessed with it, their radar was tuned to find it.
Exactly. Their brain says this is important to us, so it highlights it. It filters out the furniture and highlights the bottle. Now, apply that same mechanism to fear.
Okay.
If you are a heavy worrier, if your habit of mind is fear, your brain becomes a heat-seeking missile for danger.
So if I walk into a meeting with that fear habit, and there are, say, 10 people in the room.
And let's say 9 of them are smiling, and one person has a neutral face or is frowning slightly because they have a headache.
My brain's not going to see the 9 smiles.
It will ignore them completely. It will zoom in, high definition, on that one frown.
Yeah.
And your internal monologue will say, see, I knew it, they hate you, this is going badly.
You're filtering out all the safety and just attracting the danger.
You're attracting the evidence of danger, and that changes how you act, right? You become defensive, you stutter, you act weird.
Which usually creates the very disaster you were afraid of in the first place.
It's a self-fulfilling loop, 100%.
This reminds me of that quote we pulled from Marcus Aurelius. He was the Roman emperor, arguably the most powerful man on earth dealing with wars and plagues. And he said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it.
That estimate is the expectancy. The event hasn't happened. You were distressed by your prediction, not the reality.
Okay, so we know the mechanism. Fear is a form of expectancy. It acts like a magnet because it focuses our attention on the bad outcome. So the logical next step is stop it. Just stop being afraid.
If only it were that simple.
Right. And Atkinson is really clear about this, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
He says, do not fight the fear.
This is so critical. He says, it is a waste of time to fight a negative thought habit by recognizing its force and trying to deny it.
So if you're sitting there gritting your teeth, chanting, I am not afraid, I am not afraid.
Yeah.
What are you focusing on?
Fear.
Fear.
Exactly. You're still in the room with the monster, wrestling with it. You're giving it your energy. He uses a beautiful analogy here.
What's that?
He says, you cannot shovel darkness out of a room.
That is such a good image. You can't get a bucket and, carry the darkness out.
No, you can only do one thing.
Introduce light.
Turn on the light. And when the light comes in, the darkness doesn't fight back. It just vanishes. It ceases to exist.
So in this mental architecture, what is the light?
The light is the specific new mental attitude you want to install. And Atkinson suggests the word courage, but not just the word, the specific active vibration of courage. He says, the mind cannot hold two opposing thoughts at the same time.
It's a one-track system.
Ideally, yeah. And positive will prevail because fear is negative and passive, whereas courage is positive and active. So instead of saying, I won't worry, you assert, I am courageous. You displace the old thought.
I love the idea of displacement rather than conquest. You're not killing the fear, you're just crowding it out.
You're making it irrelevant.
But I want to get practical here, because saying, I am courageous, while you are having a panic attack in the bathroom at work, that feels like a tall order.
It is, and that's why Atkinson in Modern Science emphasizes that this isn't a magic spell. It's a habit. It requires consistency.
Let's look at some real-world scenarios. We've mapped out 3 situations where this injurious thought attraction usually ruins our day. Work, relationships, and habits.
Good ones. Let's start with work.
Okay, let's look at the rumor loop. This is a classic. You hear a whisper that layoffs might be coming, or it may be just that a client is unhappy with the account.
Oh, yeah. The rumor mill.
Oh, I know this loop. Immediately, I'm refreshing my email every 30 seconds. I am analyzing every look my boss gives me. If she doesn't say good morning with enough enthusiasm, I assume I am getting fired on Friday.
That is attentional bias in overdrive. You are looking for danger. And because you are vibrating with victim energy, how does your work performance look?
Terrible. I'm distracted, I'm jumpy, I'm defensive, I'm probably making mistakes.
Exactly. You are actually making it more likely that you'll be let go because you aren't doing your job. You are managing your fear.
So, applying Atkinson's method here, I shouldn't try to tell myself, don't worry, you're safe.
No, because that's still debating the fear. The light in this scenario is calm execution.
Calm execution.
You replace the worry loop with a clear next action. Atkinson says action clears away obstacles. You shift your mantra to I can and I will.
So the internal monologue shifts from, what if I lose my job,
Mm-hmm.
to, I am capable, and right now I'm going to finish this report perfectly.
Yes. You change the vibrational output from victim to capable agent. And think about it. Even if the layoffs do happen, who is in a better position?
Right.
The person who spent 2 weeks trembling in a corner or the person who spent 2 weeks demonstrating high-value, calm execution?
The capable agent, every single time. Okay, let's pivot to relationships. This one. This hits close to home for a lot of people. The scenario is reactive worry.
Right. Your partner is quiet. Maybe they come home and just stare at their phone. They aren't talking much.
And the mind goes, they're mad at me. What did I do? Are we breaking up? Is there someone else? That whole spiral.
You are rehearsing the breakup. You're expecting rejection. And because you expect rejection, you probably start acting defensive or cold to protect yourself.
Which makes them feel pushed away.
Yeah.
Which makes them even quieter.
Exactly. You attracted the distance you feared. The courage fix here is the courage to clarify.
Okay.
Instead of spiraling, you use that energy to speak cleanly.
So you displace the they hate me thought with a direct action.
Yes. You say, hey, I noticed you're quiet. Is everything okay? But, and this is key, you have to ask it from a place of calm expectancy, not accusation.
So you can't say it like, why are you being so quiet?
No, that's just fear talking. You assume the best until proven otherwise.
That is the Stoic influence again, dealing with the reality, not the estimate of it.
Precisely. You're dealing with what is, not what you're afraid might be.
Okay, third scenario, habits. This is for the person who wants to start something. A gym routine, a side hustle, maybe even a YouTube channel, but they are frozen.
The fear of failure, freeze. This is where Atkinson gives some of his best advice, I think. He says, act out the physical motions.
Fake it till you make it.
It's a little deeper than that. He says, if you wish to cultivate a certain habit of action, begin by cultivating the mental attitude and start in to act out the motions. He believes the physical leads the mental.
So if you're terrified of the gym, you don't wait until you feel brave to go.
You will never go. You'll be waiting forever.
You go while you're scared.
You go and you physically hold your posture as if you are confident. You stand up straight. You breathe rhythmically. You assert, I can and I will. The feeling of courage often follows the action of courage. It doesn't precede it.
It's like that research on power posing.
Yeah.
Even if the science on that is debated, the subjective feeling of just standing tall definitely changes your headspace.
Absolutely. It signals to your nervous system that you are not in immediate danger. You're telling your body, we're okay, and the mind starts to listen.
Okay, so we have the theory and we have the scenarios. I want to walk our listener through a protocol. Atkinson talks about this as a daily practice. Let's call this the fear to courage switch.
I like that.
If someone is listening to this right now and feeling that dread we talked about at the top of the show, what do they do?
Okay, let's do it real time. Step first. Name the fear in plain words. Don't let it be this vague, foggy cloud. Get specific. Is it, I am scared I will mess up the presentation? Is it, I am scared I won't make rent? Naming it shrinks it.
Okay. I am scared I will mess up the presentation.
Got it. Step next. Label it as a prediction, not a verdict. Remind yourself, this is a thought about a future that has not happened yet. This is the Stoic check. It's just an impression. It's a story.
Okay. It is just a thought. It's not real yet. That's a big one.
Huge. Step next. Choose the courage posture. Literally change your body. If you're slumped over, sit up. If your breathing is shallow and rapid, deepen it. Embody calm, steady, forward.
I'm sitting up straighter just hearing you say that. I actually feel a little different just doing it.
It works instantly. Step next. Speak one courage statement that matches the picture. Not, I hope I don't fail, but I am prepared and capable. Or even just, I am courage.
I am prepared and capable.
Okay. Step next, and this is crucial. Take one proof action immediately. Do one small thing that proves you are in control.
Okay, so if it's the presentation.
Open the slide deck and edit one slide. If it's the rent, check your bank balance or send one invoice. One tiny physical action.
Action dissolves the paralysis.
It does. And step, finally, Close by, returning to calm expectancy. The I can and I will mindset. You've now shifted the magnet. You are no longer vibrating at disaster. You are vibrating at solution.
It sounds so simple when you break it down like that, but in the heat of the moment, it's hard to remember.
That's why Atkinson calls it mental culture. It's not a one-time fix, it's agriculture. You have to tend the garden, you have to water the seeds every single day.
Which brings us to the pitfalls.
Yeah.
Because even with the right tools, we trip up. We've identified 5 common mistakes people make when trying to build this immunity.
Yes, let's cover those.
Yeah.
Mistake first is what we touched on earlier, wrestling the thought.
Arguing with it.
Exactly. If you find yourself arguing with the fear, no, that won't happen because of X, Y, and Z, you are still trapped in the fear's frame, you're giving it attention.
Turn your back on it. Look at the solution. Don't argue with the darkness, just turn on the light.
That's it. Mistake next is inconsistency. Doing this on a Monday and then letting yourself spiral on Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's like going to the gym once and asking why you aren't ripped.
It's the perfect analogy. It has to be a habit of mind. Repetition is key. You are literally rewriting neural pathways.
Okay, what's next?
Mistake. Next is waiting for permission to feel good. We often think, I will feel courageous after I get the promotion.
Oh, that is the big one. I will relax when the problem is solved.
But the paradox is, you need the relaxation and courage to solve the problem. You are the gatekeeper. You don't need external validation to switch your mindset. You switch it first, and the external follows.
Mistake next.
Tolerating cowardly suggestions. Atkinson calls fear a Jonah.
Explain that for people who might not know the reference.
So it's a biblical reference. Jonah was a prophet who ran away from his duty and ended up on a ship that got caught in this massive storm.
Right.
The sailors realized Jonah was the bad luck charm, the cause of the storm, so they threw him overboard, and the sea instantly calmed down.
A bit harsh for Jonah, but a great metaphor for a thought.
A perfect metaphor. Atkinson says fear is the Jonah in your mental ship. If a thought comes in like, what if you fail? Or you aren't good enough, do not entertain it. Do not invite it to dinner.
Throw it overboard immediately.
Immediately. Do not tolerate the what ifs.
And the final mistake.
Mistake, finally, confusing suppression with transmutation.
What's the difference here?
Suppression is bottling it up. It's saying, I'm fine, while your teeth are grinding and your blood pressure is through the roof. That's dangerous. It just leads to explosions later on.
Okay.
Transmutation is alchemy. It's taking that nervous energy and changing its form. You're not pushing the energy down. You're redirecting it into enthusiasm or determination. You're using the adrenaline for focus, not panic.
That is a crucial distinction. We are not asking people to be robots. We are asking them to be alchemists.
Beautifully put.
So we've covered a lot of ground. We've gone from the biology of attention to the philosophy of the Stoics. Let's try to recap the main takeaways before we wrap this up.
Yeah, let's distill it down.
Okay, so first, fear is a form of expectancy. It attracts what you dwell on.
And you cannot remove fear by discussing it. You remove it by neglecting it.
Right. The antidote to darkness is light. The antidote to fear is courage.
And strong expectancy requires calm, confident desire, not desperate wishing.
Yes, and action is the physical manifestation of courage. It dissolves paralysis.
Your mental atmosphere is your responsibility. You have to guard the door of your mind.
And finally, the positive will always prevail over the negative if it's applied with persistence.
That is the list. That's the toolkit.
It really changes how you view your own mind, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It stops being this chaotic place where things just happen to you, and it starts being the garden you have to tend.
A garden you're responsible for. And that garden doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone who walks past it.
Which is the perfect setup for where we're going next time.
That's right. In the next one, we are expanding this immunity. We're going to talk about the people around you. Episode 7 covers mental atmosphere and influence.
Because your thoughts don't just stay in your head. They create an atmosphere that affects your family, your team, your friends. And we're going to learn how to protect yourself from their negative atmospheres.
And how to make your own atmosphere a place people actually want to be. It's about becoming a radiator, not a drain.
I love that. Well, this has been a deep one. I am definitely going to be watching my Jonahs this week.
Throw them overboard.
Thanks for being here. If you want the full series, check the playlist, and please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.